right. I think we are live and ready to go. You gotta love that background music, man. I'm really digging that playlist that's playing in the background right now. I have no idea who it is from. It's a bunch of tracks that I just found, which are royalty free, and yeah, I've been enjoying, setting up for my streaming. This is like, the playlist that I just play and let it run. Yeah, if you have a better playlist that I can try out, please do let me out. Do let me know in the comments or in the chat section. So you'll see me looking down a little bit and maybe a little bit in this direction here. That is where my two screens are. Yeah, yesterday's stream was very laggy, very terrible, purely because of the connection that I had. So even the oh, sorry to blast your ears there. Yeah, so even the playback was not that great, even after I watched it after the fact. Also, I'm trying out a new camera setup, so maybe that's also part of the mix. I'm gonna try it again today, see if it's still laggy, if it's still doing weird things. Yeah. So yeah, I think let's get into today's topic. So if you're new here, that is always special to that is always important to take out when you start this thing. If you're new here, welcome to episode number 9. This is live design streaming sessions. I'm your host, Farama Henry, and we do this every weekday at 7 p.m. Central African time, and this is basically where we geek out and chill out with the Do Better UX community and look at different things, explore different topics from looking at portfolios. Today we are reviewing UX design websites, and usually you have the occasional baby crying in the background. That is my 1-year-old daughter. That we are trying to get off breastfeeding. So yeah, that is an exciting feature you are gonna be having for some time here on the live streaming sessions. Today's stream looks like it's pretty much solid. So yeah, I will be looking out at the chat section. So it says chat disconnected. Please wait while we try. Unable to connect chat. Okay, so it seems like there's something wrong with the chat already. So yeah, if you're experiencing some issues with the chat, if you do want to interact with us or have any questions or comments around this specific streaming session or other streaming sessions or any of the content find around Do Better UX or Not a UX Designer or our podcast, feel free to join our community or over at LinkedIn. We've got a group there called Do Better UX. We've got a page in the group, so look out for the group, and you can just request to join it. It is a private network, so we vet everybody who comes in to make sure that they're just not there to spam the group, or so that they're actually individuals that valuable information that is it is Do Better UX over at LinkedIn. So if you're interested in having a further conversation more than just this one, feel free to join us over there. So yeah, let us jump into the topic of today. I think today's topic is about UX design websites. Usually as UX designers, we don't UX our own websites and forget about things like search engine optimization and other things that we're always telling our customers and other people to do that we don't do ourselves. So we actually don't eat our own dog food, if I were to put it in that way. So that is what I want to explore today. I'm just going to, literally go on for UX designers within specific locations in South Africa and maybe other places, see what words, that are making them discoverable, and, how do they actually display on Google itself, and how are they putting things out there. I did a portfolio, a UX design portfolio review type of session sometime last week. I hope it's not going to be very similar with this one, because I want to try and move away from you know, just looking at the actual portfolio people might be putting out there. So as I am blabbering around and still talking here, I'm just gonna look for UX designers in UX designer in South Africa. That let's start local, baby. Yeah, so while that is still loading, so those are some of the things that, you know, I just want to look out for today. You know, so are these UX designers actually UXing their own websites? Are they looking you know, are they looking at search engine optimization? Are they looking at other things as well? So I'm just looking at this. Looks like it's biased because I see my website right at the top there. Let me just switch over to the presentation screen. Yeah, I see my website right, you know, right over there, and it looks like, you know, let me scroll down and see if there are actually other UX designer websites, you know, that are not, whether, you know, a company like, you know, DVT or, you know, other you know, related content and pay scale. And your website, is it optimized for that? You know, are they the people that you're selling to, you know? And if they are you optimizing for it? There's really here, Pete. Oh, cool. So we got one so far. Here's another. This is a website. Get smarter. So we've got one so far in Cape Town. Let's see if I change this to Johannesburg. Now my internet speed literally crashes every time I'm doing a live streaming session. I don't know if it's because you know, sort of like have a lot of upload speed that I'm pushing toward, and yeah, everything sort of like just crumbles down. Like I did a quick speed test just before this started, and I always thought, you know, there's something wrong happening with my internet, but now I'm starting to think that there is maybe something more that has to do with, you know, me actually streaming on the network that affects it so much. So while that is loading, let's see if there are actual any individuals that came up. So bakery is a company, Courier Junction, Biz Community, and you can see here I'm not even bothering going to the next page. Maybe I should go to the next page of Google and see what people have there. So you see again, I'm seeing jobs, information about UX design stuff, companies providing UX design, and not necessarily cool. So here's Pete's website. The first website that we got of this UX design is still loading. I really hate the fact that my internet is so slow, guys. I wish I could do something about it. But anyway, let me not digress and not get distracted. But anyway, yeah, let me proceed with looking at what's happening here. So even on the third page, this is the third page, right? Yeah, even on the third page of Google, I still don't find any UX designers in South Africa, you know, optimized for that specific term. I don't know. Is it something that UX designers don't do, or maybe I'm just, you know, cherry picking? Let's see. Let's try other locations like you know, the UK or London. Um, So let's see where that takes us. London, Glassdoor. Um, here we go. So it seems like it's not really a common practice or familiar thing that UX designers are doing out there. Okay, cool. Here's Pizza website. It's loaded. I wonder if there's stuff that hasn't loaded here on this website. Anyway, this is a terrible experience, me trying to do this. And again, me doing this over a wireless connection is a little bit silly, and probably should be something that I should have fixed over this weekend. But yeah, I got lazy to, route my wires and bring everything into my office. Um, so yeah, I guess we're gonna have to endure it for one more day. With a slow internet connection. Yeah. So I'm looking at I see, also there's one UX designer here. Let me see if I pick another company like Tel um, Aviv. Tel Aviv. Ooh, okay. Now there's some really interesting stuff that's coming out that I can't read. But again, you see, like there isn't, a specific um there isn't so many, UX designers that are optimizing for SEO if we're just looking at SEO, right? Oh, there we go, Pete. That's much better. Awesome. That's better. That's better. That's better. All right. So, looking at Pitt's website, I create beautiful digital experiences that grow businesses. I like the professional images that he has on the website. I think that's always sort of like a plus. Sort of like people see who you are. Um, but that image of Pete and that image looks very different. It's very casual here. So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, that's not what I'm here to judge. This looks like a basic WordPress template. If I could actually be specific, I think this is a WordPress template code uncode. Here to cherry pick on that. Read my blog and view my work. Okay, cool. So I actually spend a lot of time on that carousel there, more than I do on any other website, given any other normal browsing day. If I was totally just, went down and skipped that, I don't think carousels are as effective as people think they are, uh, purely because our minds have been now programmed to skip them and ignore them, just like how we do the right side part or the right or the left navigation of websites, where we know that there will be advertising and some unnecessary information for us to look at. So we usually don't look at that, and it's almost programmed in our minds right now to skip that. So fan of carousels. What do I do? I have a diverse background in the creative communication field. Blah blah blah. Okay. Um. For right. So I have a hands-on. So that's weird. That is almost like your history and stuff that your background information, not necessarily what you do. So product design, UX UI design, online marketing. As a digital product designer, I get involved with the strategy research. So this, again, something that I always try and separate when I'm doing these talks. There's a difference between product design and UX UI design, and there's a different, trains can look different. But this is what what's confusing me? View brand work, design work. Um, I would have say put view product work here. I'm not sure. Brand work could be just me. But anyway, here we are. We've got a blog here. I think blogs are very effective because they help you with discoverability. So if people are looking for things like heuristic design and other things, again, it's about, you know, who are you trying to communicate to and market to. I see here it looks like, you know, Pitt is you know, presenting himself or positioning himself rather as an expert in UX design, and his you know, I think the blog here is an aspect of creating that thought leadership piece, and that can help him sort of like stand out as well. So yeah, he's worked with some cool brands, BlackBerry. Okay, yeah, let's work together. I'm not sure what's happening here. Recommended posts. There's a lot of stuff that's happening down here, and it's really difficult for me to consume, to be able to do anything with it, really. Let's see. I'm not sure if I want to jump into like work and other things. So I open this as clicks on the side. Okay, cool. I think super cool, super clean looking website. I really love the images here. It really brings a personal human it's just loading, you know, the my work page here. This is sort of like his portfolio. I like the fact that, you know, he didn't jump into I think that is something cool and unique about, you know, the approach that he took to his website. It's not necessarily just, you know, a portfolio website. A lot of UX designers website literally start here, my work, and, you know, there isn't any narrative or introduction to who is this person that I'm talking to and what do they do, how do they approach problem solving. With Pitt's website, it wasn't really detailed as well, but it did have, you know, a good approach to how you know, you would meet somebody. You just don't want to like meet somebody and like, you know, let me see your work. You know, you want to know a little bit more about the person, have a relationship with the person, and like, you know, just jump into seeing the work that they do, whether it's good or bad. You still want to find, you know, some characteristics that you can relate to when working with individuals. So that is important for UX designers to know and to include into the websites as well. We've got work, about, blog. I'm not going to go into the other things. Let's see how we're doing with time today. We're at the 20 minute mark, and maybe we'll look at maybe, you know, one or two more portfolios here. So while we do that, let's pick another location. Let's try Lagos. I've seen some really good designers from Nigeria and Lagos. So while that is populated, check out Steph. I really like this. I like the bees. I like, you know, how animated this is. And yeah, I can see why that is nominee WW Awards. So yeah, Steph is definitely trying to kill it here. Is this a logo? So you see, like, now there's stuff that is here, and I'm not sure if what that is for. And I just clicked on it. It's the first thing that I see. Human beings, unless if you're from other parts of the world, you know, most of us read from left to right. And yeah, that is the first thing that I saw. So hi, I'm Steph. I'm a freelance UX UI designer based in London. I help some of the fastest growing startups to seed stories A. All right, so now I guess it's loading again. Steph, launch and grow their products. Clients backed by, blah, blah, blah. Work featured on. That's some good swag there, you know. Companies, cool experience. Again, I like the approach that he took about this. I don't know, as we go down, you know, there's his product. So he really took one of those clean, you know, UX design portfolio type of approaches and just went right into the work, right? But I like sort of like an overview that he has. This header section here where, it talks about, I design for humans to help brands grow. I think that is a really powerful tagline, or like punchline there. These are some of the things that you should do to articulate what you do in one line. That means you have really honed in, sort of like your service offering, and you actually know exactly how to sell it. So what is your elevator pitch? What is, that one line that can, you can just put in the plug and get things going. So I think we've loaded this side, but anyway, very simple, very straightforward. He got into the details. So again, let's see if there is extra about us information here. Oh, I'm totally rocking Red Bull, if you're wondering. It's that time of the day. I know there's this whole notion about what time you should have caffeine before you sleep, but I sleep late, like 3 a.m. That kind of thing. Wake up a little bit late as well. All right, so cool. So it's got a little bit more details around him. It's got a whole story. I like the storytelling as well. Usually, under about people usually have sort of like which is okay as well. But I think really storytelling. What your story is. He went through his education here, where he's based and where he lives, sort of like where he comes from, how did he, get into UX and that kind of stuff. And, share other things as well on Instagram page, other things that he does as well. So that is pretty cool. I like the website. I like the layout. I like, how everything is looking here. Super awesome stuff, Steph. Let's see if we can find some UX designers in Lagos. All right, there we go. Boom. That was quick. It's like there's almost one UX designer for each location in the world. So guys, if you're watching this, optimize for search. That is how people look for stuff on the internet, right? Like I would go and look for freelance UX designer in Johannesburg. I'll look for UX designer in whatever country that I'm interested. If I'm cool. So let's see how things are coming up here. Still nothing. Fun times. Internet. Like literally, as I stop streaming and get off that working like that, I get Netflix in the other room. So yeah, I don't think that should be the problem. I really suspect that there's something between my computer speed and streaming that has got something to do with the issues that I'm having. I think by the end of this week I would have figured it out. Maybe it's the new. I don't think so. Cool. Product designer, passionate about solving problems. I have over a decade of experience designing for the web. My experience includes user interface design and development, research, UX thinking, strategy, and experimentation. Ernest or Jay? That's a lot of experience. User interface design and development, UX research, UX thinking, strategy, and experimentation. Yeah, I'm not sure. That that leaves me confused a little bit. I'm not sure what you actually do. Um, Having said that, I have a big sort of like thing to confess. I also do that a lot. I also do a lot of, yeah, this is, user experience, product designer, coach, and, have a lot of titles in the same place. And now I'm actually seeing how it affects things. So yeah, there's a typical UX design portfolio. I just jumped into the projects there, and yeah, very quick overview about himself. This one doesn't actually want to load. Wow. Ooh. La, 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 la. I'm a founder of KT Zone, a fair training program stuff. Kids between. All right, that's cool. Educate. Da, da, da. And yeah. So that to me tells me that this person is not a UX designer, right? They just threw software there, all the sort of like so-called UX design softwares. And I see this in a lot of designers' portfolios, and I think, when people are hiring for UX designers, they're actually looking for problem solvers, and not so much of what software do you have skills in, or are literate in. So yeah, I find that interesting. So, and again, I'm not sure if aspects of design and development making use of, yeah, some of the tools that I make use to. All right, cool. So those are the tools that you use. I would have, went through the skills first and how you actually solve things. I think this stuff here is more important for me. I deliver rich user experiences through artistically created user interface design that stands out amongst millions of. That's not what. Okay, but yeah, should I say UI UX design? I don't know if there is any UX design that's actually happening here. And yeah, I battle with this UX UI designer, UI UX designer role quite a bit, because I feel like people use it to try and be relevant, but actually not know what UX design, or are able to practice what UX design is for them, right? So yeah, that is something that is interesting to see there. Um, yeah. So she looks like she's a creative and a developer. She probably coming from the Photoshop train of thought, and who came into web design and that kind of stuff. And yeah, I think yeah, I've got a big problem with people claiming that they're UX designers when they're actually not. I'm not saying that she's not. I'm just saying that is something that I find difficult in trying to, you know, comprehend. So yeah, so I think looking at the time, we have come to that time of the day where we come to the end of the session. Unfortunately, right? I'm sure that you just enjoyed chilling here with me, sipping on some Red Bull. Totally not endorsed. Um, and yeah, that is, some of the things that we do here on the show. So if you enjoy this type of style, please do consider subscribing to the channel, notification bell, like all of that stuff. It helps us, grow the channel, make it a better place, and a better discoverable piece of content that people might find useful out there. So that will help us quite a bit and quite a lot. So yeah, having said that, just to wrap up everything, I think there's a huge gap of UX designers actually not optimizing for search. Simply maybe I just looked at one term today, but I think that term is something that a lot of people are using. If people are looking for UX designers in specific locations, I think they will write UX designer in X location, right? Um, And as you can see there, we looked at a couple of cities, some major cities really: South Africa, Johannesburg, Cape Town, London, Lagos. I could have included other ones and more other things as well. But yeah, I think it's fair to say that there's lack of optimization. Again, I think all the websites that I looked were pretty cool. I did mention, some of the things that I would change and improve on them, and some of the formats that I would suggest to UX designers out there to try and adopt and actually use going forth. So, having said that, I hope you enjoyed the session. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow at 7 p.m. I don't want to say sharp because usually we start like a minute. Yeah. If you are new here, please subscribing. Please do consider joining our community on LinkedIn, and I hope that you can join us every weekday at 7 p.m. That is Central African time. So wherever you are in the world, please check what time that is and if it actually makes sense for you to attend these live, or rather watch them after the live sessions. So yeah, having said that, I hope you have a great evening, and see you soon. Well, maybe if you're watching this replay, it won't be evening. You'll have a great day or morning. Or
sont là.